Hello, hello. It's
We are
been a minute.
here.
We are
Sorry, I was
here.
studying. I was like, no, because Natalie had tapped in the chat and was like, Happy Galentine's Day, everyone. I'm like, Happy
Yes.
Galentine's Day, beautiful
Thanks,
lady.
Natalie, for tapping in. Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
What's the girl chat sports with Mo Mel? Happy to see everybody there. Happy Valentines, Galentines, whatever you want to call it. That'd be February 14th.
Yes.
It's
Happy
funny
Ash
because
Wednesday to all my
yeah, that part
Catholic
too.
brethren.
There you go. Yes.
Yeah.
No wonder the church by me was packed up in here today.
Yeah.
Um,
It's the season of
yeah,
Lent.
so we were off last week. We're back. I see we're both got the red memo, so that's good. I feel like January took about 6 months, and February has taken like 60 seconds. I had a friend that hit me up. My girlfriend is in town this weekend for her daughter's cheer competition, and I was like, "It's February already." I didn't realize like how far into it we were already. I don't know. It's
Got Mardi Gras. Got Lent. We got Valentine's Day. President's
yeah.
Weekend this weekend. Like it just doesn't end.
All-Star weekend for NBA. We just had
Yep.
Super
All of
Bowl
that.
for like 300 weeks here in Vegas, it feels like. I mean,
A lot.
it's a lot. It's definitely a lot. So welcome to the show. We hope everyone's well. If you're tuning in, make sure you give it a share. Share with your friends. Say hello. What's up to Heather? Thanks for tuning in. Happy
Hey,
Valentine,
Heather.
Galentine to you, Heather. Um, Yeah. So unfortunately, we had some. First of all, let me share some of these. These are some of the funny little Valentines that you sent me. The Jordan ones were
Yeah.
hilarious to me. But
I
give it
bet you.
up to Maverick. He has his own Valentine's cards. The VGK pup there on the far left. You're so doggone cute. You've got Chelsea, Candace's. You're just we go together like all black shoes and white socks. Which don't.
Like a pair of ones.
Oh man, so yeah, getting on the Valentine's Day. Unfortunately there was a mass shooting today at the Kansas City Chiefs championship parade, which is ungodly and ridiculous, and unfortunately we have to keep hearing about these crazy people toting guns everywhere. What was more sickening, I think, was that I read one of the latest news reports, and that there was one dead, 21 people injured, 11 victims of gunshot wounds were children,
Right.
ages 6 to 15. 11 kids got shot here. For what?
Well, they get
It's
shot in schools
sickening.
too, and no one seems to want to do
I
anything about
mean,
any of this. So,
people don't want to seem to want to do anything. So I mean, hey, it's a voting year.
mm-hmm.
Let's make some changes in gun control because this is getting ridiculous. Three
Absolutely.
people, fortunately, they did seem like there was three people that were taken in custody. So hopefully those three will get buried underneath the jail or something. I don't know.
Yeah, if they're them, like I don't know if it was just caught up in the melee that they arrested them. One said they actually had a gun on them. I mean, it could have been their own personal gun. I mean, Missouri is a
Well,
very loose
yeah,
state with gun
Missouri.
control, with their gun laws. So I mean, I hope they caught the proper assailants for this and bring them to justice. But yeah,
Ugh, it's just it's terrible. You're going out there I mean, that makes people think like, well, gosh, I mean, not like we haven't already thought about it, like, well, where can we go that's safe? But I felt pretty safe within Vegas during this whole last week of craziness of Super Bowl. But then you've got hundreds of thousands of people gathering, close to 1 million in Kansas City, and this is what happened. So it
right.
is. It's sickening and terrible and disgusting. What's up, Miss Bollandy? Thanks for tapping
What's
in.
up? Yeah, it's
Yeah,
disgusting.
it's terrible. So our
Yeah.
prayers and thoughts go out to them. I know all the Chiefs made it out okay, and they had tweeted and were hoping for the best for those that for the families of those that maybe have been injured, and just terrible, terrible, terrible. But we're not going to dwell on that right now. I did want to talk about. We'll get into the Super Bowl here in a second, but another hot topic. There was some questions on, Usher getting married in Vegas, and he had gotten like a marriage license the week before. Well, today they released pictures. They did get married in
I was about to say, I
Vegas.
thought they got married after the Super Bowl.
Got married. He appears to have all of his kids there. And so yeah, the shotgun wedding, Vegas style.
The only way to do it. Might as
Hey, you
well.
gonna do, if you're performing for Super Bowl, you might as well get married right after. You're in the
I mean, you
town.
already got two kids with this woman, and you've been married before, of course, in the past, and this one seems to stick. So why
Make it
not? I wish them the
happen.
best.
Absolutely, absolutely. Here's one thing that I find interesting. I found kind of trending on social media a little bit is, of course, we all know, we all saw Reba's tweet. She said, "Boots with the fur, Super Bowl 58 ready." And of course, T-Pain says, "The whole club looking at her." Now, my impression when I was listening to the song and when the song was big was that you had boots with fur, like fur on your boots, because that was a fashion thing back then when the song came out. But now it makes you relook at the song as, was it just boots and a fur? No?
I thought it was boots with the spurs.
With the spurs?
I
Hey.
thought it was because spurs come on boots.
I
I had no idea it was the fur.
boots with the fur, yeah. Boots with the fur. So I guess it's still open for discussion. I am now thinking, well, maybe it's just anyone wearing fur and boots, but hey, that is what it is. There was also Brandon Marshall had a Paper Route podcast show and went on there and talked about how Kanye West and his girlfriend got kicked out of the Super Bowl because they had bought tickets and sat right in front of Taylor Swift, hoping, of course, that cameras shine on her, they get seen. Well, first of all, he was calling her Katy Perry to begin with when he was talking about it, and then changed to Taylor Swift. Well, most of social media was saying, well, if Kanye was kicked out the Super Bowl, he most likely would have went on some tirade on Instagram Live or any of his social media platforms, because that's just what Kanye seems to do. And today, Kanye broke a little news and he said, also, I didn't get kicked out of the Super Bowl. We left our seats to go to YG's box and see different friends. My wife had never been to Super Bowl, so I wanted to walk around and have a nice time. We had such a fun day. So it seems as though Kanye is clearing the air and figuring out, kind of letting us know what really happened there. I'm still curious to know where that information came because it didn't come from TMZ. It came from Brandon Marshall. And that's what that is. So who knows? Who knows what happens with that? I just, oh man, I don't know. Mo tapped out right now. So maybe she's on a phone call. Heather said we need a flow rider to chime in on the boots with the fur. Listen, maybe we need to DM him and see what's good with that. But there is one Hugadores to mention. Not a lot. You would think that there was a lot more happening here in Vegas, and
Sorry,
Hugadores
people
would have
in
been
town
known.
texting me. My apologies. I heard
I
you.
was
Yeah.
like, Mo's just taking a little break. It's all right.
I wasn't expecting texts. I was trying to put it on Do Not Disturb, but they're texting me during the show, and I'm like, hey, I'm in my show. Give me a minute.
Hey, it's just what it is. Like I said, wasn't a whole lot that I could find as far as anyone going crazy out here in Vegas, as far as Hugadores goes. I mean, you sent me some videos of girls fighting at the Cosmo, and we
I
saw
mean,
a
there were
couple
fights everywhere. There was a few. If you go on Las Vegas, for those that are locally here and have Instagram or Facebook, you
Yeah,
can go on Las Vegas Scoop. Shout out to them, or 702 Memes, or any of those places, and they'll give you highlights of all the stuff you didn't see on the strip. But
all
I
the
think for
drama
the
that went
most part,
on.
right, for the most part, I feel like people behave themselves. I think my biggest thing takeaway from it was getting to be very up close and personal to a certain degree of Russell and Sierra, see Fat
Okay.
Joe and talk to him, to see
Yes.
well, one guy from Ultimatum was kind of standing across the way from us, one tall, goofy guy. And I wish to God I could have gone to the Shaq's Funhouse and got in there to partake in the free robe and the toys and all that stuff he was giving away. Not to mention the after party for the Super Bowl after Usher's wedding. I'm assuming that was at Encore Beach Club that was closed to the private roller skating
Right.
party with Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. I would have
Roller
loved to have
skating
been in
party.
that
Oh my
room.
goodness.
I would have loved to have been in
Yeah.
that room. And
Wow.
shout out to my folks that work for Win that was able to take stories and post them in their Instagram personally. It looked
Oh,
amazing. You lucky
geez.
dogs, you. Because
There
I would
was
have been there.
there was a lot
While the
of
Chiefs
stuff.
were partying over at Excess, Encore Beach Club at Usher's after party.
Oh
Snoop Dogg
wow,
got
the
there
Usher
before him.
party was
Yeah,
probably
low
the spot.
riser, live low
Oh my
riders,
gosh.
skaters from his skate team, other skaters. I think they're gonna incorporate something now where at Encore Beach Club you can bring your skates and start roller skating up there. Some new thing
Really?
they're
So is there
trying.
like a big floor to skate on, I guess?
They
I
do.
don't
They have something that
okay.
covers the pool and all that kind of stuff. But people were skating by the cabanas and all. You know, it's all concrete. So if you got good wheels and you can skate good, I guess you'll make it. You
If
know.
your skills or if your game is up to par, if you got it like
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So
that. Hey.
might as well be. No, that's pretty dope
Natalie
though.
said they showed Taylor Swift 12 times during the Super Bowl. Why? That's at least 3 to 4 times more per quarter. I mean, it wasn't for the length of the Super Bowl. It didn't seem crazy. I think there was a lot going on. Natalie, you were busy. We were playing a game. It was Super Bowl Sunday. When you put the time to it, there she wasn't on time wise that long, but everybody that hit the over 5.5 times shown, they did win their bet on
I
Taylor
think I
Swift.
think it. I think her total appearance was 53 seconds. They said less than under a minute
Yeah, which for what
for
was that
all the
three and a
clips that
half
they show.
hours that we saw?
Because you
Yeah,
got to understand, a clip lasts what, a half a second. So it's just add it up.
it definitely added up. But
Yeah,
that's
or a
I
second
didn't
or two.
find it to
Yeah.
be too much. I wasn't a fan of Ice Spice having to be on there with her, but whatever.
I like Ice Spice. What's wrong with Ice Spice? What she do to you?
She didn't do nothing. I'm not a fan.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm not. Yeah. I really enjoyed the Mama Kelsey meme of her Googling, what's an ice spice? That was a good meme too.
yeah. And Jason Kelsey trying to introduce what Ice Spice is.
Or him with marshmallow at XS. That's a good time too. I guess you know Mo's gonna take your calls. If anybody else wants to text Mo right now, feel free because it's good to go. We're gonna get into some Super Bowl action. The Chiefs back-to-back champs. And they went to overtime. It's only the second time in NFL history. Uh, of course, Patrick Mahomes gets MVP. It's his third. It's the third championship for the Chiefs in 5 years. There's been no back-to-back championship since Tom Brady and the Patriots did it. And I'm sure that's a little factoid that Miss Natalie would tell us. Gatorade was purple, so if you were betting on purple to win, that also was the winning one. Not to mention the most watched telecast in history. Crazy. Over 123.4 million average viewers across all platforms. CBS had 120 million. Paramount Plus had people on there as well, but more than 200 million viewers watched all or part of Super Bowl across all networks. There's a lot of people. A lot of people and a lot of money. A lot of money was gambled at the Vegas casinos, over $185 million. I won $100, so I only bet probably like, I don't know, $15, but hey, you come up when you can, right? And Usher's performance, Mo, thoughts?
First of all, let me just get into the thoughts of the Super Bowl as a whole. Okay, I
Oh,
don't really care. I'm gonna just come from a fan standpoint of being a Raider and being a Raider fan. I'll get objectively too. So Raider fan, I don't give a f about any of these numbers you post in and what the Chiefs did and who. I don't care. I don't care about the San Francisco 49ers being there. We need a deep cleaning and Allegiant as we speak to germify all the germs and nasties that were in the building, aside from the people that we love that were just spectating and being there, of course. But we need to purge this whole thing. I'm so ready for this whole Super Bowl post everything to move on. Like, I'm not entertained by the least of any of it. I do not care. I'm rocking red, but I'm rocking red for Valentine's Day. It has nothing to do with either of these teams. This was a Super Bowl nightmare. I wish it never happened. However, I will say on
okay.
a podcast level and objectively, it was basically probably one of the best games of Super Bowls I've ever seen. If
Okay.
you did bet on, the overtime, that was plus 900. So you was going to win
Hmm.
bank if you had gone like second or third quarter and said, hey, let me just see if they'll go into overtime. People were winning money left and right. Now, I was at Circa. So half at Vic's, half at Circa. And for the record, Vic's and some local places were doing $40 all you can eat. And you could watch the
Nice.
game. Great atmosphere. Had mixed fans. It was kind of nice to see people there in the Raiders regalia too. And then Circa had a combination of Kansas City Chief fans, 49er fans. 49er fans were wanting us Raider fans to side with them. Chiefs fans were trying to sell us to side with them. We were basically caught in the middle of the whole thing. I told them I didn't give a F. I really was hoping for 49ers just because it's West Coast, whatever. But we're rivals to them too. We
Yeah.
never want any team in our division to try to win a game, but this was a well played game, except for the end of defense on San Francisco's part, which they had big news today of losing their defensive coordinator, probably for that reason. Now, with that being said, I thought Usher's show was great. I thought it was really good. I danced the whole time. I don't think it was the best Super Bowl show. I did like that he brought in the Vegas elements of the dancers, the surf
Yes.
dancers. Shout out to Jackson State with the HBCU
Mm-hmm.
Sonic Boom Band. Shout out to the Kappas that were there in his background dancing with him. Shout out to all of that great Black excellence for Black History Month. I loved every minute of it. I still hold a torch to Prince's show being one of
Of
the best
course.
Super Bowls I've ever watched. It still will be my number one. This does fall. I won't say it's in the top 10. I won't say Usher Show is in the top 10, but
No?
I understand the hustle of the setup for the tour. Like, Usher, you really gonna take our money this year. You're really gonna take our money this
Of
year by shouting
course.
out this tour. You're gonna be at T-Mobile Arena to do your
Yeah.
concert and stuff. So anybody that didn't go to Usher's residency have now an opportunity to take 500 or 600, maybe $1,000 to go see him play at T-Mobile. But this is like the setup to everything. And Natalie's texted me because I'm getting a text from her now talking
I
about the
know.
guy.
She said what about the flag
It-
underneath? We talked about it last week. If she
we
or
talked
the,
about it last week, but I will say I don't know if he planted it or not. That's the other rumors. We don't know for sure if he planted it.
okay.
If he did, then I feel like we're always gonna be on top of y'all, and we're always gonna be gunning for y'all. So it's cool, whatever. But I'm just glad that the Red Kingdom and the Red Sea have left the city. Like, we need a deep scrub. We need good
Yeah.
cleaning, new
I was a
grass
Chiefs
for
fan for
music.
one day and it paid off
Start a
and
new
that's it.
freshen thing,
Yeah.
and even Max Crosby, even Antonio Pierce, all of us were just ready for them to get the hell out of there. We have no comment of how we feel about it. Get the hell out. That's what we want.
And I know they got to be scrubbing that training facility real good.
Train UNLVs too, because I don't want y'all, the 49er fans, jinxing our team because they did so well in the Mountain West this past season. Scrub them real good. Scrub our locker rooms real good at Allegiant. Like, just
Everything, just
purge all
cleanse the
that,
whole
sage it, do
city.
whatever
Put
you
a
got to
bubble
do.
on us. Let it
Do
rain
whatever you got
some
to do,
more
because like I said
here. I don't
originally,
know.
that I was there for the Super Bowl for Usher, and I thought it was a great show. I thought he did an amazing job. Loved her on the guitar. Saw her live in
Yes.
the past, and she's amazing.
Yes.
Alicia Keys, it
Alicia
was
was
great to see her.
wonderful. Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people have issues with the song choices, but what people don't understand is Usher's catalog is so big that it's hard to choose in a 13-minute, and this is the longest Super Bowl
Yeah.
ever performed of a halftime show, which songs and which selections you're gonna do. So,
Trying to make that
with that
decision. I
being
mean, here
said, I'll take it. I'll take it.
I thought it was great. I only wish that when he started and did like 7 o'clock on the drive, and then he just cut off, and I was like, can we get like 10 more seconds of the song? Like, can we just? But he played a lot of great hits. It was fully entertaining. He's definitely like a top 5 for me.
I don't know if
Um,
he's top five. I give him in the top 10 maybe, but I don't know about top
he's
five.
top 5 for me. Yeah,
And that's great
I
because
really enjoyed
it's
it.
worthy
Yeah.
of it. It's worthy of that conversation. I'm not knocking it that if he was,
Yeah.
in top five. But I mean, you got Katy Perry coming in on a doggone Big Lion. I've
Yeah,
seen it
but I'm
with
not I'm
I've
not
seen it
like
with Lady
Katy Perry's
Gaga suspended
music is
from
not what
a
I'm,
helicopter.
yeah.
Huh?
So I said for Katy Perry, it wasn't like, but I wasn't like jumping up and down, getting ready to sing with her and listen to
Well,
her
you're not a
music.
Katy
I
Perry
was
person anyway, but you have to
right.
understand that I'm looking at the entertainment aspect of it, the draw
Hmm.
of the optics and everything else. I thought Rihanna's show was amazing. The Weekends had me a little confused, but people thought that was a really good show. So it's very
Yeah.
subjective.
Well, the
Prince
weekend's very confusing
Prince
too.
Prince made it rain when you sing in Purple Rain. It doesn't get no
I
epic than
mean,
that.
God, let that flow down. It
Yeah,
was
and then
great.
he's
It
not
was
here
great.
with us anymore. I mean, that makes it one of the epic shows. And some people will
Oh
argue
yeah,
that
he's
Michael
definitely
Jackson's
on
show was the
top.
best show.
He's definitely on top.
And Michael
I feel
Jackson
like
was probably one of the great ones because it was
Michael. I
Pepsi's
thoroughly
first hit.
enjoyed Dre and Snoop and all them last year as
Yeah, they were
well.
good. That was good.
Yeah.
It was okay. Like I like Kendrick. That was the only thing I liked with them because
Oh.
again, it was a good homage to the West Coast, but you could have had more. Like I could have, but I
But
like Kendrick's
again,
part.
it's 13 minutes or 12 minutes you
12
get. So
minutes. Yeah,
how
yeah.
much can you really do at
Yeah,
that
you
point?
can't do too much. But it's
Heather
nice.
said
I
if
mean,
Heather said is it New Orleans that for Super Bowl is there a girls trip next year?
no, I'm
I'm
not touching New
interested to
Orleans because then
see
you're rolling right
who
into Mardi Gras, and I'm gonna have to stay down there hostage. And Mardi Gras is already turning up right now. No,
they
but I would
are
like to see
fully
Big
turned.
Frida and Little Wayne, Juvenile, maybe
Yeah,
Cash
Cash Money.
Money, some
Absolutely.
people, some local New Orleans bounce artists that are out of there. That would be good. Master P, if they could do a No Limit, I would be all there
Oh,
for it.
No Limit and Cash Money
For
and then
Super
that would be
Bowl
like the
halftime
tour of
show,
like 1999.
huh?
That's amazing. I said they did like a tour together, Cash Money and No Limit. Like that would be like a tour from like 1999 or
Yeah, yeah, it would
1998.
be.
Yeah.
I was even hoping to see them as a versus of Cash Money and No
Yeah.
Limit. Like I was waiting for that. That never came. But I would like to see them
Oh,
incorporate like Wayne and some people for New Orleans. But you never know who they're gonna get. This might be the setup for Taylor Swift to do the New Orleans show. I wouldn't
oh
mind
God,
that either.
no.
Kind of be
Please
curious to see
stop.
how that one looks.
But she's not New Orleans. Like I don't know.
I
I don't
mean, was
know.
Beyonce doing hers in Houston? Was Prince? Prince was in Florida when he did his. He's Minnesota, so I mean,
I don't know. I
they
get
travel everywhere. But I feel like there's something going on with this whole Taylor Swift thing too.
the
That could be a setup for something. I mean, we just have to sit back and wait and see.
The setup
Yeah.
continues.
And how long does this pseudo relationship last?
I gotcha. I gotcha. Well, to get you back onto your to start your cleansing, I just want to share a quick video. Shout out to our guy Brian Salmon. He was fully engulfed in Super Bowl activities. He's definitely gonna have to jump on with us again once things calm down for him. But of course, he was out there getting the full life of Allegiant Stadium post game, but there was a quick video that I wanted to share with you and the rest of your Raider Nation fans because maybe it'll start the cleansing for you. Got to give you a little Raiders.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they better know they were just visiting. They're just house guests. You know what I mean?
It's
Commitment to
still
excellence is what
Vegas.
read on the building, so that's what they committed to, and they did that darn thing. What I want is the revenge game of us going to Santa Clarita after New Orleans is back in Santa Clarita, and the Raiders are in the Super Bowl over in Santa Clarita. Let's see how those 49er fans feel about that kind of thing. They're
Santa
gonna like
Clara.
it too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't think
But
they're
I'm glad
very
they're
great.
gone. Moving
They're
on.
good. They're gone. They moved
It's
on.
over. These guys back to back, whatever. I'm on basketball and Golden Knights, and we got new players added to the Lights team and all that good stuff.
Man,
Ace is
new
coming back.
players, new coach, new owner.
Yeah,
I
hot
mean,
coach.
let's go.
Yeah,
Let's go. Here's a little
yeah.
tidbit for Natalie, and for all of those that maybe thought the Fountain Blue wasn't doing much yet. Uh, so it was announced that Fountain Blue announced that the Hall of Excellence will be coming. It'll be a museum featuring curated collection of sports and rare memorabilia from Jim and Fran Frey, as well as Tom Brady and the Tom Brady family collection. It is scheduled to open later this year. So, as if Vegas isn't becoming a sports capital, they're going to have this amazing curated collection of sports memorabilia that we'll get to check out at the Fountain Blue. Interesting. Hopefully, it's better than the NFL experience.
I don't want to talk nothing else about that damn Super Bowl. NFL season is over, you guys. Yes, we'll have some great NFL news coming up. Like, done. Moving forward.
Football's over, and I haven't got into the NBA swing of things. Like I've been Netflixing, and I'm just like, oh, watching
Well, we're
basketball.
getting into All-Star break now, but the NBA has been very exciting. The fact that they thought, at least Golden State thought that they could get LeBron James before the trade deadline, play with Steph Curry, was probably the most comedy thing I've
I
ever
and it
witnessed.
went all the way to like Jenny Best, to where she said, "Hey, go talk to his agent, talk to him, see if they want to go."
And
I'm
sadly, he didn't
serious.
want to go. I was all for him to go.
But why do they think he'd want to go? That's what I want to know. I don't know. Because he has control of the Lakers. He could say who's coming, who's going on a whim, and I
The
don't
fact
think
that
he.
Jeannie Buss sat there and said, "Go talk to him," and she can't make a formal decision, or
Well,
Rob Pelinka, or any
I
of
think
them.
it's
It's all an
Genie
agent
that's more
thing.
like, I want my players to be happy where they're at. So if he wants to leave because he's unhappy, then please ask him and see what he says. Clearly, he's not.
Speaking of Lakers, let's talk about 2824. I know we talked about it last week, but now
We
everyone
didn't
is
have it last
singing.
week, so we got to be able to talk
Yeah, we
about
got to talk about it. We didn't because we were at the NFL Super Experience
it.
thing.
I know.
Jesus, the repeat, the Groundhog's Day of NFL
Oh,
experiences.
but real quick on the experience, I think because we went Wednesday, here's my riff with the NFL experience. Not only is it the same exact stuff you see at every Super Bowl experience in every city, it's the same stuff you see at every draft. So if you've ever been to a draft or Super Bowl experience in any city, you're seeing the same stuff, just in a different configuration. And there wasn't enough homage to Vegas. It was in some stuffy convention hall that it just didn't feel like it was very airy. Not to mention there wasn't like anyone in the draft. When the draft came, there was a schedule of you knew who was going to be where, whether you wanted to listen to them, get autographs, see them play. There was like a schedule. There was no schedule for the NFL experience. So you
First
didn't
of all, it
know
was
what
hard to
was.
even navigate. You couldn't even get around that thing. You didn't know where you were going. They had a big, large map. Still didn't help you as far as where to go. Our guide pretty much, and shout out to her because she's doing the best she could for the
Yeah, she was
circumstances, and
great.
probably have been doing it all day, knowing like the back of her hand, but it wasn't really taking me anywhere
No,
thrilling. There
it
was no
wasn't
excitement to it.
great.
And
There
it
wasn't.
wasn't, it didn't have anything to do with the fact that it was Chiefs and 49ers. It was just the fact that it just didn't, it was blah.
There
Like it
was
just
nothing
didn't.
new. There was nothing new happening there. It was the same stuff you're going to see at every experience,
We
just in
were
a different
early.
place.
Maybe we
Yeah,
missed
and I
out.
feel
I
like
don't know,
maybe
but
I feel like maybe Friday and Saturday got busier because more people were coming in town, whether it be athletes or the people that were going to be doing like,
the
autograph sessions or
autographs and the speaking
I
and all
just
that.
the Wednesday just wasn't it the day, period. But I don't think it really got any better necessarily. I just feel like it got more crowded, and I'm definitely glad I didn't go when it was even more crowded. Or the parking garages were charging $80 to park, or like
Or
that's
$80 tickets on Saturday just to go to that thing.
and to park it was like 75. It was like 40 on Wednesday, but then to park anywhere else it was like 50 and 100. It was just
Yeah, that's
it was,
insane. Shout out to my girl Rashida because I had no idea. I knew she was working the NFL's experience, and it totally like blew my mind. And when she told me after that, she's like, "Mo, I was in charge of the line for the Lombardi Trophy. I could have definitely cut you guys ahead so you got a picture with the Super Bowl trophy." And I'm like, "Oh my god, I forgot you were working that." Like we walked by it, but we did. I didn't see her, and I didn't think. And it's like
I know.
it's just no
I mean,
navigation
I
whatsoever. It
mean,
just kind of
luckily
was
I
like,
got to see the Lombardi Trophy during the Monday opening. So that was the good thing. The Monday night opening night was cool. You got
that
to
looked like
see
that was good.
inside. You got to see inside the stadium. You got to enjoy a little bit. That with the top left was me this with the Lombardi Trophy. We didn't wait in the line, but I did a selfie, of course. 23,000 fans in attendance. It was a cool vibe. A lot of things that you could do and go see, and you got to see the field. I mean, it wasn't the same field, but it was the same field. You got to basically get the experience of being there without having to pay that $8,000 ticket to walk in the
Yeah,
door
that would have been
game day.
cool.
Yeah. A couple other things that I got to check out. There was a pop-up shop for urban necessities and feature. I got to score me a cool Vegas Super Bowl hat because I didn't want to have either of those teams on my Super Bowl hat, but I wanted to make sure I was able to commemorate the Las Vegas Super Bowl. So definitely scored with that one. There was also the Jen Welter's camp. That was pretty cool to go to. A day in the life where I'd say there was like 100 women there that came to practice and play and learn from Jen Welter, as well as some other people. Ricky Wadler was there. That the kicker from the Raiders, he wasn't there this year, but I think last year or the year before he was there. A bunch of the Vegas Silver Stars. It's the women's tackle football team here. They were there. A lot of cool people. And then Jen Welter had some kind of inspirational stuff. So here's a quick vid.
Once you know what you're worth, once you find that place where you find that in yourself, you can imagine, you start to hunger for it. And you won't settle for less because you know you deserve magic. That's what this field did for me. This was the place in the space that women were not supposed to go. The sport we were not supposed to play. They called it the final frontier for women in sports. And I know me and a lot of my sisters out here, we took that as a challenge.
It was good. It was really good. And I also got to head out to the celebrity sweat, celebrity flag football game, which was pretty cool. Here's a quick touchdown by RG3. One of the things that was cool too is I guess Jersey Shore is filming again because Pauly D was in it, but the whole cast of Jersey Shore was also there with big fat heads of Pauly D, and it looks like, and they had a camera crews there filming him, so that was interesting. Rookie media mistake here. I had been interviewing so I went to both the football game and then the thing with Jen Welter earlier. I was using my mics and stuff. Things were good at Jen's. I went straight into the football thing, interviewing people. I came home and I had no audio. So I got to talk with Sydney Colson. I talked with Alicia Clark. Alicia Clark was getting, Sydney was talking with why am I blanking? The point guard on FaceTime while I'm interviewing Alicia. That gets in the video. Rob Riggle, RG3 and his wife, just kind of talking about why that event was great for them, giving back to the first responders. Alicia and Sydney are ready for the next season to come. They're glad that all the pieces are coming back together again. RG3, just his importance on National Girls and Women in Sports Day because he's a father of 4 girls. But here's just a quick little video with music since there was no audio. So yeah, Chelsea was there on the FaceTime. Rodrigo got a good laugh out of me telling him that, I already know he's a Chiefs fan. I just need him to make sure that they win. And he explained, oh, here goes Mo's phone. I thought she had it on airplane mode, y'all. I guess not. Anyway, I don't know. While we're finishing up Vegas news, I want to show a little video with the Vegas Thrill, our professional volleyball team that started their season earlier this month, but their first home game is tomorrow night at Dollar Loan Center.
We're Vegas Thrill. Of course we live in sweats.
We're Vegas Thrill. Of course we match during practice.
We're Vegas Thrill. Of course we're a little crazy. We're Vegas Thrill. Of course we're inviting you to our home opener on February 15th. See you there!
Welcome back, Mo.
Then boyfriend forgets I have the show. I literally told him I'm going to have the show. I'll hit you up after. He starts calling. I said, hey, I'm doing the show. Oh, shoot, that's right. I forgot. Oh, my God. I just told you.
What's up, Dan?
I just told you this an hour ago, buddy. The routine of it all. It's the routine of it all.
I hear you.
Yeah, my apologies, audience, but yeah.
You're good. I don't know. The Lady Rebels are playing right now, and they also play again. They also play again on, it looks like, Saturday at Thomas and Mack. So that could be a good thing. I might have to go check that out. Saturday, 5 o'clock, Thomas and Mack.
Check that out and represent. I'm not going to be able to, but go ahead and check that out for real.
Yeah. And then, of course, we got to give a big shout out to our VGK, Alex Peterangelo, who played his 1,000th career game.
Let's go.
Let's really go. Let's really
All right. Now, I need you to put that thing of Kobe back up because we missed Kobe Bryant Day of 2/8/24.
Please talk about it. Give it a swirl.
And, the thing of it is this is a statue that Kobe selected himself if he were to be muralized. This is what he told his camp, including his wife, Vanessa. This is the pose of him hitting the 81 points that Jalen Rose will never forget. And for the most part, it's like, we immortalize Kobe every year. And sometimes to a point, I get like, let that man rest. But it's just so hard to let go and it's hard to
Yeah.
forget. And it's just still a
Especially
shock.
since he's not here. Yeah.
Exactly. It's just, and I think it's just more of a shock that he's just not here, and along with Gigi not being here as well, and we represent her with the number 2 of that. So there's going to be that statue is in front of Crypto. Then there's 2 more statues, one with he and Gigi, and I can't remember where they're going. And then there's a third one going somewhere else, and I think the third one might be going outside of Angel Stadium or Dodger Stadium, one of the 2.
Wow.
So yeah,
Well, that's
so we
good.
have more statue unveilings coming, and it probably will happen on the 8/24 later on in the year, possibly. Who
Okay.
knows?
Right.
But for 2/8/24, definitely was quite a day to, and everybody was in Lakerland was kind of anticipating what's the statue going to look like, and people were out there asking like, what do you think? Which out of all these photos, which statue do you think it's going to be as far as
Right.
the pose goes? And
Right.
none of us knew it was going to be the one where he pointed.
Nobody thought that one at
No,
all.
no.
But hey, that's what Vanessa said. She said, if you have a problem with it, you're gonna have to deal with it. Like,
Tough
that's
shit
what
is
he
what
wanted.
she said, and I love
Yeah.
Nike that basically put out a T-shirt and sent it to her with the Tough and the Mamba logo to her, saying that. So pretty much that's what it is. And the way they unveiled it and the light shined down on his finger, like if it was a beam or ET, it just was amazing, very incredible. So yeah, Kobe, we love you.
You're gonna have to get to LA and get on your Dodgers and go check out the statue.
I'm gonna have to. Like, I've just got to do a whole Kobe mural trip. Like, see all the murals, see the statue.
Do they have like an app for that by now, where like they have them all pinpointed down on like a? I feel like there should be like a Mamba app or something by now.
I'm not surprised. I bet you they do. I bet you if I'm not even mistaken, I bet you 100% they do.
Right.
Because I know what certain Instagram handles that I do follow, they do have maps out of where you can go and catch stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did.
Hey, that's what it is. So we are going into NBA All-Star Weekend. Yes. Straight from Super Bowl to All-Star Weekend in Indianapolis. It's also the trade deadline on Thursday. Just a lot going on. Wemby had
take it.
Lakers are okay. Wemby had the most insane triple-double with 27 points, 14 rebounds, 5 assists, 10 blocks. 10 blocks in 29 minutes.
I love it.
That's crazy. First rookie to do that since 1990. So that's wild as well.
That's all they got down there in Spurs land.
You also had Shaq got his jersey retired in Orlando, which is the first for the franchise to happen. I was surprised that I guess Penny hadn't got one yet, right? But Penny
Penny hadn't gotten one either. I was kind of shocked by that myself.
Yeah, Penny was there though. He was in attendance. When I was watching him walk, though, it kind of gave me like I feel like he had Kenny legs going on or something. Like, I don't know if there's some kind of like point guard thing that happens after a certain time in your life, but he definitely he kind of had that walk. I was trying to see if the UNLV game score was,
and the Lakers are winning without a LeBron James.
There you go. All right, UNLV's up by 1 point with only 6 minutes left.
Oh, let's go, ladies. And then you got the Golden State Warriors playing the Clippers tonight. That's an epic game, 45-39 into the second quarter. Golden State is up.
See, they're having all these good games on podcast nights, but when I'm looking at games on like Monday and Saturday, I was like,
no. Well, this one's on ESPN, that Golden State one.
I know. I'm saying because it's on our, show night.
On our night.
Yeah.
I got it playing right now. But the thing of it is you got to understand that the Clippers are favored now to be contenders of winning a championship. As a matter of fact, that is like the bet a lot of bookies are telling everyone to place on.
Really?
I don't know if that's going to happen, but once you delve into NBA season, because I've kind of been immersed in it with the fantasy league, Clippers are on fire. I mean, 35-17 on the West. I mean, Minnesota Timberwolves are up there on the West. I mean, shoot, this is a 26-25 Golden State Warriors team. And they're up right now. So I don't know if they're resting or what's going on, but second quarter is early. It could turn. But that's how well the Clippers are doing.
Yeah.
And then they got that new stadium coming.
And isn't Kawhi coming back too? Wasn't he injured or something? Yeah. So
yeah, anything's possible. They might.
Jonathan asked a good question. Who gets number 1 retired for Orlando, Penny or T-Mac?
I'd say Tracy McGrady.
Yeah,
I'd say
dang.
Tracy
I don't
McGrady.
know. That's tough
I
because
feel like
Penny.
they'd have to do duo for both of
But
them.
Penny like made the I mean, Penny and Shaq like made like they made the magic. Like that was, I don't know.
I mean, listen, you can't have
Didn't
a
Tracy
conversation
McGrady have another number
Tracy
later
McGrady,
on with another team? Like I don't think he wasn't always one, was he? I just feel like he could
Well, I
get his
mean,
jersey
that's where
retired.
Shaq started.
Like Penny only had one team. Penny was only in the Magic.
He was, but clearly they didn't give it to him when Shaq jumped ship. So that matters not.
I'm just saying, so like T-Mac, I'm sorry, he had other teams. He could get his jersey retired somewhere else and be fine.
He could. Penny should ultimately have it, like to your point of him being the only home.
If it's gonna be Shaq up there, Penny should be right by him.
But Penny should have been right
mean?
there with him at the same. And maybe his number's coming. I'm sure the tweets were going out on X about him,
Possibly.
being next. You never know.
And then, of course, this weekend, Saturday, we've got the 3-point shootout with Steph Curry and Sabrina Ionescu. So far, Clay and Draymond have both said they're going for Sabrina because Sabrina broke the record during All-Star weekend. Was it last year or the year before? I can't remember. Was it the year before or last year? I can't remember. They kind of blurred together, but it's going to be a shootout. They're both looking forward to it. They're both looking to like Sabrina says, there's going to be a young kid who hasn't maybe watched many WNBA games, but is going to watch this and they're going to have that dream of one day maybe shooting against their idol, which is cool because that's like her. She's shooting against one of the people that she grew up watching. And that's.
So are we going to listen to Michael Porter Jr. when he was on the Pivot podcast about the women's basketball team needs to lower?
Are we listening to Michael? Are we listening to him, period?
And so it can be more exciting for the women to dunk the ball. Now, I've had conversation with men on this, and a lot of men are in agreement to him saying that, yeah, if they lowered the rim, what's wrong with that? Let them dunk. Let it make it exciting instead of being a shoot around. And I'm like, most of NBA is shoot around.
They're not dunking. You might get one or two a game.
But again, they said, which game have you not seen where someone attempted to dunk or did not dunk the ball? I have to say, statistically watching NBA games, there is a dunk in each game from someone, an attempt or whatever. That is their excitement of the caveat of that.
But that is not the only reason. They're not watching it just for the one dunk. Like that can't be it.
But that is the reason. That is the reason. I'm telling you right now. And when
I'm saying, that's simple-minded.
Like being the first one to dunk the ball, we haven't seen Brittany do it again since. Nice layups, nice in the paint, kind of slamming in there, but not a dunk. The guys are expressing, and these are just two guys. This is not a whole. I'm not making a model.
I was like, how many men have you asked? Was there like an interview panel?
One from Atlanta, one from Milwaukee, both from two great looking teams that say to be exciting of that, lower the rim and let these girls really show what it is by dunking the ball. I
don't know. I personally enjoy the game. I don't feel like there has to be dunks.
The girls' ethics and work, and I think with the Aces, they just make it exciting basketball, in my opinion.
For
if
sure.
You love basketball, you don't.
But here's my other question too: is that so many people are like okay, so let's jump to girl power real quick. So Caitlin Clark possibly breaking the record tomorrow. She only needs 8 points. She'll beat Kelsey Plum for the all-time record for the women. Yeah. So the thing is that people are going crazy over women's college basketball. Whether it be Juju and USC, whether it be watching the Gamecocks. We saw Plies there, or Plies was there, I think, right?
Yeah, Plies was at one of the women's games, yeah.
So the thing is that people are going crazy over women's college basketball. They're not dunking there. Why aren't you carrying your fandom there into the WNBA and following those players?
Probably because the women are on an amateur scale and it's college, and NCAA is just more exciting because these girls have the heart, and it's not.
But now they're getting paid just like they are professionally. So it really...
They're getting paid more than professionally. That's what's even worse. Yeah. The NIL deals are more than what the professional athletes
get. Like it's the same. They're the same players, but now they're playing against a bunch of other great players. And so now you're saying...
the story is a better narrative. Who doesn't want to see Caitlin Clark break this record of Kelsey Plum? Who doesn't?
Even Kelsey wants her to.
Who doesn't want to see Angel Reese ball out with LSU, because LSU is just, and they're attached to the LSU of Joe Burrow and the current Heisman candidate. So LSU just has a history of attachments of things. So that makes it exciting. So, I mean, to your point, I get it, but I know why. There's a good why people are tapping in, because it's like, won't she do it or will they do it? It's more of looking at, they want to see you fall or they want to see you win, in my opinion.
Right.
And they'll
I
tune
hear
in.
you. And I think
And they'll tune in.
I think we're also at a disadvantage as well, because like you said, the Las Vegas Aces, the atmosphere they have in that arena makes you want to go to games, makes you want to be part of it. They've already almost sold out season tickets staying there. Like they only have the upper rings on the side where they're even available.
Because
Like
the story is, will they three-peat? They want to see us either win or they either want to see. That's the draw.
yeah.
Aside of who's there and the castmates, yes, we all have our fan favorites. Will they do a three-peat? That is the story.
That's
and you
the
want to be
question.
there to see it progressively happen.
Yeah.
That's what makes it exciting.
And what makes it exciting, look at Seattle. They lost Sue Bird, and now
they
this
got a
year
big three they building over
they
there.
got a whole new big three over there.
Yeah, right.
Like it's gonna be interesting. Ella Deladon decided not to play this year. We've got Megan Gustafson going back to the Washington Mystics, leaving the Liberty. There's just a lot of things unfolding. Me personally, it's just going to be a great season, and I look forward to it. And I think seeing what happens with the draft for the WNBA is going to be even more crazy, because where these ladies lie, where they end up going, what happens.
And not to mention, you got an expansion coming and all of that, and it's just not enough. It's not enough pull in the draft portal for them to go anywhere, honestly, if these veterans stay.
Mm-hmm.
So then you got to.
Well, yeah, they have. I mean, luckily we've got what the Golden State team is going to be in 2025. But
right,
at least you got the Athletes Unlimited that starts their season pretty soon. So they, I know Sid's still going there. Kirsten Bell will be there, who just won a championship in the Jordan or Arab League. So congrats to her. They got back to back there. She's got championships everywhere. So it'll be interesting. At least they have other things they can be doing. But yeah, I think hopefully there'll be another spot available in 2025, where there isn't like two teams that are going to be entered into the WNBA and give more spaces for people, because
absolutely
they're aging. Sue Bird played till almost till 40. I mean, if all these players play till 40, ain't nobody gonna get in.
I mean, they pull LeBron type stuff, but the thing of it,
nobody getting in.
Is more expensive. You know what I mean? This is not as expensive, so it's like you're not letting anybody in either. So, do people want to continue seeing these same players, or do they want to see the excitement of the up and coming college players come in here and see what they can do?
Well, that's the thing, is that hopefully the up and coming college players can bring some pizzazz.
And that's what I'm saying. That would be the thing to make it. But to keep watching the same over and over again, and to the guy's point, no dunks, no this, no that. Okay, I get it. Whatever.
I think everybody has.
I think they're amazing.
I mean, I don't watch NBA for dunks either. I watch it to watch the game.
I don't either, but it's one of those things where guys, when guys see a dunk, they're like, ooh.
Guys, flashy objects, something shiny, something,
they high flying. And when they see a dunk, they're like, ooh, cold move, or ooh.
Of course. Yeah, for sure.
They're not saying that with the girl. They'll be like, whoa.
But watching Chelsea Gray doing no-look passes is like, that's almost as woo to me, because I'm like, dang, how did she even know that person was there? Crazy.
Well, the shots are what is a wow, which is great. Hitting threes, making nothing but net, defending in the low post. Those are excitement things for women. Men, that's their standard. They defend in the low post, and somebody goes on the ground, it's a flop. It's dramatic. So it's all drama,
It's all drama.
And we know
full of drama.
And we know men are drama.
Hey, so
women ain't
moving on.
it.
Huh?
I said the women aren't bringing drama. It's the men. The men like the drama.
The men.
But I just saw Jonathan Kuminga dunk the ball right now. So it's like, it's one of those things, it's just like a high flying.
Yeah. I mean, I get it.
And an arena that's bigger, more crowds, I just, so many factors to it. But I don't think lowering the rim has to be the end all be all draw. Like, come on, guys.
I don't. And then I don't know. It might be fun to do for like an all-star game. like
wouldn't
having a
mind
dunk
seeing it, but I'm
competition.
just saying, like,
I don't think
really?
we need. I don't think it needs to happen like for the league. I think it'd be cool to start it with like a dunk competition for the women during All Star and let them trying it out and lowering it and doing a dunk competition for the girls. That'd be kind of cool to see. But then if we're lowering it for the whole season, it's kind of like, well, what are we saying about
But if
women
we're
that we have
lowering
to?
it for the dunking competition, why are they not dunking in games? Is going to be the argument to that. Why are we watching them dunk here when they don't do it in games?
Why can't we just do it? Why can't it be like a I mean, those are all things. All things have started. I think at a starting point. Like let them try it out and see. Don't change a whole season without trying it out somewhere.
Yeah, that's true. I'm not saying that they're not incapable of doing it,
Yeah.
even if you were to change it through the season.
No.
I think they can.
But then it also gives the point of, well, why is it that women have to do something to change something to lower this to do that just to be able to compete in, a man's view of what's able to be watched? Like, screw men.
I mean,
Anyway.
I don't know if it's a compete to men thing or is it to bring a bigger audience, even for women to watch with their men, because the women aren't loyal either. I'll point that out.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't either, but I agree with you. Like I wouldn't be wanting to cow tip to a man, but this is the society and this is the hierarchy of what women we have to.
Arlington said that the old ABL tried a dunk contest in 1996 didn't work. Well, first of all, 1996.
1996. Okay, the women have evolved. Some of them are 6'3" and like pine trees now. I mean, I can see it. Like I get it, but that's what I'm saying. Like this is a good discussion. This is a discussion that's why I'm saying I have with these guys.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Because again, they made a valid point. They said the women with the men aren't watching the WNBA with them like that. I was like, some are.
I mean, we could even flip this topic even further by saying, there's a whole thing about the trans community being involved in women's sports. So is that going to make it better? I mean, well, they could probably be dunking, but are men going to like that?
Oh, they definitely could be dunking.
But men want dunks. We gave you dunks, and now you're going to complain because they're naturally born a man. I just,
But then you're going to have women that's upset, well, they're not women, and we can't compete with that and do all that. So it's going to be a whole it's just a whole mission.
It's just so much. It's so much.
I wouldn't mind them trying it or figuring it out.
I would think it would be great for an all-star break, like if they could make all-star weekend, make it a 2 to 3 days, and not just have like the all-star game, but then also you're having like a nice like maybe little dunk contest, 5-on-5, something like 5 teams of 5, 4 teams of 5 going at it on a lowered rim just to see what it looks like. Let's see how we like it. Maybe we won't like it. Maybe it'll suck because they're all used to shooting at a certain angle and now they're having to like adjust their shot and no one's scoring, and who knows, that could be a problem.
I mean, how many inches do they have to lower it just to be?
I don't know. Well, it's what? How is it? Was it right now? 10 feet? Is it 10?
What's the guy's goal? 15?
Isn't it 10?
10?
Oh,
no, I think.
Well, I don't know.
Is women's 10?
I'm thinking of like the bottom of the backboard, I think, but
no, I'm thinking from the rim down. I think that's 10 feet, right?
No, it's probably more than that.
15?
Someone's gonna chime in here soon. We'll see.
Yeah.
Arlington said we need Joanna Man. I mean, that seems to be what the men want. They want someone that's dunking. That's all I'm saying is that I'm just offering another viewpoint.
I mean, Michael Porter Jr. plays, and I'm not saying he's a credible person, but that is his take on it. And he is in the NBA. And he may be speaking for other NBA players or fans of such sport to say the same thing. I've heard
but
that.
The way he called it, but he didn't even call, what did he call him? He called him, late. What did he say? Not ladies. What did he say in that damn interview? We might have to play it next week to get on the topic again. But he just really, it was just disrespect. The thing is that he comes from a very big basketball family. His mom played in college. His aunt played in college. And the way that he talked, it made it sound like you weren't even raised by your mother to be speaking like this about women in basketball. Like it sounded wrong. And I really hate the Pivot podcast for even continuing to entertain these kind of dynamics with women, because they already had Simone Biles and her husband on there. I still don't even know his name correctly. And they're trying to make it to him like, so you didn't really have to go after her. Like she wasn't a catch. Like, I don't know. I just feel like.
Well, don't you know that the whole draw of that podcast is a misogynistic kind of platform?
Well, I didn't expect that from Ryan. I expected that from Chandler. I didn't expect that from Ryan Clark. I don't feel like Ryan Clark
will, but it's Ryan's show too. I mean, I think he plays a fine line of devil's advocate, and sometimes he'll co-sign out. But these are the thoughts of men. This is what men are thinking.
Oh, I get it. I mean, we hear it all the time. We hear that in person, so I get it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
It's just sad that they're promoting it. I mean, they're continuing to have that. I don't know.
I don't think they're the only ones. I mean, I feel
I
like
mean, I know they're not. They just have a platform to do it, and that's just what
no.
continues
What
to
I'm saying
happen.
is, I don't think they're the only platform that's been saying this as well. I don't think they're the only ones too. I don't think Up in Smoke has really gone in there because
I
they
just want
really
them to
are
because
respectful.
Kelsey said, "Hey, get me on. Let's talk about it."
Yeah,
Like
she did,
I want to see because she will hold her own with all those men and or Asia or any of the
and
girls.
has.
Yeah, I don't know.
And that's like I said, that's just an objective viewpoint from certain men that think that that's but to me it's not even so much of how or what Michael Porter Jr. said. It said you're in the NBA. The one thing you should do or feel obligatory to do is support these ladies because it is within the same professional league. You guys are an anchor to
But they
them.
don't,
Why
especially
would
the young
and
ones. They
that's what
don't
I'm saying.
care.
That's the
That's
eye-opening
terrible.
thing of it all.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
not even
I mean, you see how many don't come to games. We see the ones that are regularly attending games and come, but we see the ones that never show up. We know them. That's just what
the
happens. I mean,
stars, the young up and coming stars that are just not buying into this. The veterans,
they're busy listening to Sexy Red and Ice Spice.
you didn't have to put Ice Spice in there like that or Sexy Red. Let these women do their thing. Why are you hating on them so tough?
It's
out of your age bracket.
It's
And
definitely out of my
obviously, it's
age
out of my age
bracket.
bracket
It's
too. I mean, we can
completely
listen to
out
whatever
of
we
my
listen to, but this is what
bracket.
they listen to. I mean, I'm not
I
knocking
get
these
it.
women. Get your
I know.
paper. I wish I had thought of it too. I wish I could have got me an Orphan Annie wig, put my butt up big, start talking with a deeper voice, having cadence in the songs with it. I ain't knocking
Hey,
her leg. I'm not gonna knock these
it is
young
what it
ladies.
is.
This is what it is.
Also, pitchers and
Sexy Red
catchers
can get knocked up.
reported to camp today. It's officially spring training. I can get down with some baseball again. I'm excited for that. I don't know if you saw this, but your team, your Dodgers, is going to get their own City
Oh,
Connect
we sure are
uniforms
getting our
this
city
year.
uniforms. I did see this. You know, I saw this.
Yeah,
And I'm
so
going to pick up a
congrats to
city jersey
you. Yes.
for sure with Otani's name on the back and also one with Mookie Betts on the back.
There you
And if
go.
they make a commemorative city one with Jackie Robinson on the back for 42, I will do that too. But yeah,
Listen,
my
the City
Dodgers
Connect jerseys. I
I'm
love
so
the
excited
Mariners
for this
one,
season.
so
The season's
yes,
gonna
I
be
know you are.
Oh my God. I can't
Okay,
wait.
Rebels won. Lady Rebels won by 3.
Yay!
Yes.
Rebel Red. So we'll wear a Rebel Red
Rebel
for that.
Red,
The only thing
Rebel
I'm mad
Red.
about with the Dodgers is they did sign Kershaw back. And hopefully wherever they
And he's
align
not
him with
playing.
our
They said he might not even be ready for opening day.
Huh?
They said he might not even be ready for opening
And
day.
that's fine. He can sit over there and not be ready for opening day. We don't need him.
Okay.
Let him be a pinch. Let him be a pinch. Let him come in as like in the mid innings or something like that. Like don't have him be the
Relief
opener.
pitcher. Yeah.
No lead pitcher for him. That just don't work out. You let too many runs go by, sir. You've had your Tommy John surgery, your other surgeries. I mean, I like Kershaw. Don't get me wrong. I like him, but I don't need to see him be in the top tier. We're all tiny right now. We've moved on.
So also on the baseball tip, the Oakland A's the Athletics have asked the city of Oakland to see about extending their lease there at their old stadium until 2027. So it looks like they want to just stay there until they make the move to Vegas.
I can understand that. I can totally understand that.
But I'm sure the city's got they're probably like, you wanted to leave. See ya.
Yeah, I know, but
it's not like anybody was going to their games. They probably are losing money.
It's not like anybody's attending these games anyway. They just need a place to play and get the stats going.
I mean, it's probably cost them more to have the lights on and the heat on or whatever else in there than it does to have.
First of all, that Coliseum needs to be demolished.
But that's gonna be something that this lady is gonna be having to talk about. So Jenny Kavnar was named the primary play-by-play announcer for the live game coverage of the Oakland Athletics. Was announced earlier last week. She's a 20-year media veteran who has 17 years experience covering baseball. She becomes the first female primary play-by-play voice in Major League Baseball history.
I love it.
That's dope. I love it too.
Yeah,
I love it. Girl power all the way. Hey,
awesome. Yeah,
that's our show. We had a great time.
We had quite a show. It was good.
It was good coming back. Good to talk to people. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. If you're just catching the end of it, feel free catch the replay. Always go to Girl Chat Sports on YouTube. Subscribe to our channel. It's free to subscribe and show support.
It sure is.
You can catch us on Instagram, Twitter at Girl Chat Sports. Also here on Facebook. That's and
Or
yeah,
catch us on
that's it.
X. I'm sorry,
Catch
no
us on
Twitter anymore. X.
I just call it Twitter X. So I feel like saying X is so
I do
ridiculous.
too. I need to get back into the verbiage of X. People be searching Twitter like, "Where's Twitter at? We don't see them." I mean X.
I don't know.
We'll call it that. But I'm saying,
All right,
anything.
y'all. Have a wonderful weekend. Have a great
Yes.
President's Day weekend. Enjoying your Black History Month,
Absolutely,
NBA
I sure
All-Star
will. Shout
weekend.
out to everybody
Yes,
that's Black. I'm rooting for all y'all.
there you go. All
And
right,
be safe this weekend. Keep your head on a swivel, and
for sure.
be careful out there. It's rough.
Absolutely. All right, y'all. Have a good one. We'll see you later.
All right, we're out.